But Bhavya Narasimhamurthy respond to the BJP saying, Dr. Manmohan Singh, when he was Prime Minister, within months of the 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks, he buckled, he agreed to a reference to Baluchistan at that Sharm el-Sheikh agreement, which was a disaster with Pakistan. But in 2025, Rajnath Singh did not buckle, and there was no acceptance of reference to Baluchistan or Jafar Express. So, when you say the BJP was weak, the BJP is hitting back and saying it's actually the Congress that was weak. This time they were stronger.
First, I would like to address two issues before I come to this. Mr. Joshi made a statement about Balmain Valley. So I would like to remind you that 2 days before Narendra Modi gave a clean sheet to China, the Ministry of External Affairs gave out a statement to the press saying Chinese side sought to erect a structure in Galwan Valley on our side of LAC. It was not just the petroleum thing. They had tried to erect a structure in our side of LAC. This was a statement by the government, after which they took a U-turn and Mr. Modi gave a clean sheet. Second thing, I would like to address the BJP spokesperson when he spoke about Operation Sindhur. The very fact that an American president comes out and claims, the credit for the ceasefire shows what India has come to. 14 times. And Narendra Modi couldn't even make a statement against it to the people of India and answer us regarding it. Second thing, the terrorists who were responsible for the attack in Pahalgam, they're still roaming free, alive. Third thing, we could not even stop the IMF from giving loans to Pakistan at the same time when this terrorist attack happened and Operation Sindhur was in place. Fourth, the very fact that we had to send a delegation to convince other countries of this world that, we have to claim the victory. Pakistan is celebrating its victory. I don't think this has ever happened in the history of India. Every time we won a war with Pakistan.
Ma'am, you still haven't answered my question, and I asked you a very specific question. I asked you a very specific question you haven't answered. So you have 30 seconds if you want to answer that.
You want to claim, okay, just because Dr. Manmohan Singh said, yes, Pakistan is also a victim, does not mean he said Pakistan did not sponsor terrorism here. As a world leader, he might have acknowledged that. But here in SCO, we literally failed to even, let the other countries, which amounts to 30% GDP in the world and 40% population, to even acknowledge Pahalgam attack. Do you realize how weak we sound? How weak we look in front of the world?
You want to quickly respond before I bring in Dr. Manoj Joshi?
It's not like we said no. It's not like...
Well, Gaurav, it seems that the Congress spokesperson is extremely ignorant of the quantum of damage which Sharm el-Sheikh had done to India. Manmohan Singh did not accept that Pakistan is a victim of terrorism. He allowed for India's role in Balochistan to be examined. So I think, the Congress party needs to educate her about the quantum of damage which Sharm el-Sheikh has caused. Now, they keep talking about Trump. Trump may have spoken about this 14, 15 times that he brought about a ceasefire, but at least on 2 or 3 occasions, he himself has changed his version. Please don't barge in between. Please don't barge in between. Have some basic courtesy when I didn't intervene when you were talking. Have some basic courtesy. Of the 14 occasions where Trump may have claimed credit for ceasefire, at least on 2 or 3 occasions he himself has said, oh, I only tried to help. And please understand, we are not obligated to answer President Trump each time. We have spoken about the issue enough number of times. The first time,
oh my God.
Gaurav, can you ask her to behave herself, please?
You are obliged to answer the Indian people. Indian people deserve an answer, not Trump.
Okay, madam, let him complete this point and come back to you.
Please, this is not the Congress office. This is not the Congress office where you can peddle anarchy.
Go on, sir. Complete your point,
as early as on 12th May, Prime Minister Modi in his address to the nation, on 12th May, had absolutely made it clear that the ceasefire was because of Pakistan reaching out to us through DGMO. If Congress party chooses to trust President Trump over us, it's a choice they have to make. We also need to remember that in any case during the Doklam crisis, Rahul Gandhi had more trust in Chinese embassy. He would go there to dig out information. He would not reach out to our defense minister. So we know the character of this Congress party. I don't think we can take them seriously on national security issues.
Sir, since you've made a direct reference to the Congress party, before I bring in Dr. Manoj Joshi and Sandeep, Madam, you want to respond?
Can I?
Yes, please.
Yes. The very fact that you think we expect Trump to answer, or we are taking him seriously. No, you don't have to answer Trump, but you are obliged to answer the people of India. When an American president claims at a global stage, it is the duty of his counterpart, the Prime Minister of India, to come out and say, no, this wasn't the case. But did he do that to the people of India? No, not once. And we requested a special session on this, on Operation Sindoor and Pahalgam. Did he even agree to that? Did he have the courage to, have a special session?
Can I quickly respond, please?
No, he did not.
Okay,
We
I want to bring in
expected an
Sandeep. Give me a
all-party
moment as I bring in
meeting
Sandeep into this conversation.
Will be attended by the Prime Minister, but he did not. He did not.
Okay.
It takes courage to do
To
all
Insana,
that.
30
10
seconds.
seconds.
Only 30
Face
seconds. Go
Indian
on, sir.
public and
Just
come
10
on,
seconds.
At least one
Yes.
press
Yeah.
conference. At
You know,
least
I
one press
mentioned the
conference.
Ma'am, you
day-
made your point.
From the Prime
Gaurav,
Minister.
I
He
mentioned,
is a coward when it comes to press
I
conferences.
mentioned,
Not
Gaurav, I
once in his
mentioned,
life. In the
I
past
One by one.
20
specifically
years has he
mentioned
attended
the
a press
date.
conference,
I
right?
specifically, please, it's my 30s. I specifically mentioned the date, 12th May, his address to the nation. Please watch that 20-minute video on YouTube and you will get your answers. Even 10 days ago, our Foreign Secretary, Mr. Misri, after Prime Minister's conversation with Trump, again repeated the exact content of the conversation. If the Congress party has difficulty in comprehending information given out by Indian government and they choose to trust President Trump, it's a choice, like I said, which Congress party has made.
Okay,
How are we
perfect.
responsible and answerable for that?
Sandeep,
This is
was
so
a bigger
laughable. I tell
diplomatic
you,
outreach
this is really-
required to SCO members, to BRICS members? Yes, it's been made to the United Nations and to United Nations Security Council non-permanent members when diplomats went out and political leaders went out. Is a bigger outreach required, or is India able to send across the message loud and clear?
No, absolutely, Gaurav. A bigger outreach is needed to organizations like the BRICS and the SCO, particularly the SCO, because as you just mentioned, SCO, one of the founding principles of the SCO is the RATS, right? The Regional Anti-Terrorism section. Now, that is something that is so fundamental to SCO, and you have a country like Pakistan, which has been called out for being a state sponsor of terrorism across the world. Everybody knows it, but for some reason, for countries like China, Pakistan always finds a place in these organizations. Pakistan is defended at the United Nations. Its state sponsorship of terror has been protected by China. You remember the number of times China blocked our attempts to get Maulana Masood Azhar declared an international terrorist. Someone everybody knows is a terrorist. China would veto all of those attempts by us. So there is clearly a need for us to step up our game and talk to our friends
Dr.
at the
Joshi, a
SCO
lot more is
and
required
BRICS.
to be done to isolate Pakistan, because whether it's General Asim Munir having lunch at the White House or the kind of support Pakistan gets from China, opposite ends of the spectrum, Pakistan is able to interact and get itself close to Russia, to America, and to China.
Well, that is the history of Pakistan. Meaning since 1950, we have been seeing that Pakistan has just one end in view, which is how do we maintain effective parity with India? Effective parity. There can't be real parity. Now, towards that end, it has done all sorts of things. Number one, external alliances. Number two, very high military spending. Number three, made nuclear weapons. Number four, supported terrorism. It has used these four-pronged kind of a spear to keep on attacking India. And that is why we can never pin down Pakistan. And the problem is, of course, Pakistan wants all this. But simultaneously, if you look at countries like the US and UK, they have long seen Pakistan as being important for their goals in the Middle East as well as Central Asia. Don't forget
So
that
the
the UFO
geographical
flight.
location, absolutely. You know, I've run out of time on this part of the show. It clearly indicates that India will need to up our game to checkmate a state sponsor of radical Islamist terror that Pakistan continues to remain. Operation Sindoor was a very important first step, but a lot more needs to be done.